100% Chance of Wine, sponsored by The Lodge at Columbia Point.
Today on 100% Chance of Wine, we made our way to Hightower Cellars, and I'm joined by Kelly and Tim. You guys are, I would say, one of the first to kind of pop up on Red Mountain. You started all the way back in 1997, is that correct?
Yes. That is correct. Although we were in Woodinville
first.
And buying grapes from Red Mountain and trucking them back to our place in Woodinville, yes.
So what's the story behind Hightower? Why did you want to start up a winery?
We met working at a winery, so we both kind of had a love for wine, and then we met each other, and actually were commuting out from Woodinville to Seattle.
Yeah, and when we started, so we found we lived in the same neighborhood of Seattle, and I told him we're going to end up loving each other, hating each other. But it was a long commute sometimes. It could be anywhere from a half an hour to an hour and a half. Mm-hmm. And so we found we loved each other, and that we could, and it gave us plenty of time to come up with a business plan as well.
Right?
Yeah.
So what made you guys decide on Red Mountain?
We were tasting wines back then. I mean, there was no Red Mountain AVA back then, so they were just labeled, wines were labeled Columbia Valley or Yakima Valley pretty much. And so we'd find wines and we loved them, and it's like, so we'd ask, where the grapes come from, where the grapes come from? And Red Mountain kept coming up. And so we promised ourselves, each other, that we would get Red Mountain fruit before we would start the winery. We came out and made pests of ourselves somewhat, or just persistent, and convinced Fred Arts, who was working for Tom Hedges, and Clipsomby, who was helping manage Hedges too, and they sold us our first 2 tons of Red Mountain grapes in 1997.
Wow. So this place, what was it originally? What made you decide this is the spot for your winery when it came down to it?
The Red Mountain fruit, it's so nicely balanced, but it's also just this powerful, deep fruit, and so we're like, we have to get a piece of Red Mountain. It's the smallest AVA in Washington State. And so we started, again, being nice pests, but, are you looking to sell? Are you looking to sell? And these, the people that we purchased this property from, Sonny and Zeta Moore, were some of the first people to live on Red Mountain, and they had an agricultural water right, and they had talked to other wineries but weren't really wanting to sell. But then they met us, and they kind of, we were young then, and they thought these would be the perfect people to sell our land to. So they, so there's a house on the property. This is actually a remodeled barn, and this was planted to alfalfa. But it was perfect spot for us, but the way the land is, it's southwest face sloped, it's nicely sloped, evenly sloped, so we don't have to have wind machines to kind of protect the grapes during the frost seasons. And when we found this, we knew it was perfect, so we worked pretty hard to convince them that we were the right people for the property.
What did Red Mountain look like back then compared to what it is now?
It mostly looked like kind of the brown hills across from us. It was mostly cheatgrass and sagebrush, and a few little oases of vineyard, and kind of now it's the reverse.
Yeah.
But, yeah,
well, and there was a dirt road. You guys came up Sunset Road to come to us. It was dirt road. So imagine going that few miles.
Of potholes.
Yeah.
Our neighbors, the Williams, who started Red Mountain in 1975, they used to grade it all the time, but they had to replace motor mounts on their cars. And
and so now it's just everywhere you look, so many vineyards and so green, I imagine.
Yes, and it's, it's been really fun building a business with my husband, but it feels like we have been part of developing an area. I mean, there is, because you can't just market our business, right? You want to market all your neighbors, because the more we can get people to talk about Red Mountain and think about Red Mountain, the better it is for all of us. So it's been a really interesting and exciting experience.
Satisfying.
When we first started, we were about the 100th winery in the state, and now you probably know better than us. I think we're getting close to 1,000.
Yeah, it's getting up there for sure.
Yeah.